Hello, welcome to my channel. In the topic magnetism and matter, we have discussed till now diamagnetic and paramagnetic substances and their properties. Today we will learn ferromagnetic substances and its properties. Before proceeding further, again I would like to say please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we speak about magnetism, in everyday conversation, almost a mental picture comes in our mind of a bar magnet or of a compass needle or any magnet clinging to the refrigerator door. That is, we think about ferromagnetism, ferromagnetic material. In general, whenever we think about magnetism, we talk about magnetism, then it means we are talking about ferromagnetic materials. What are ferromagnetic materials? I have written here iron, nickel, cobalt and alloys of certain materials like alnico. Its name is alnico. How to learn? What are the substance from which this alloy has been made? Aluminium, nickel, cobalt and copper. So its name and three names are there and fourth one copper, and others are gadolinium and lodestone, that is the naturally occurring substance, ferromagnetic substance. What is the behavior of ferromagnetic substance and how they are different from paramagnetic? Actually, if you say that we are going to learn about ferromagnetism, but the difference in para and ferromagnetism is only of that intensity. What I mean to say, that the properties of paramagnetic substances in greater extent, mostly they are ferromagnetic. They belong to the ferromagnetic category. We have learned that each atom in paramagnetic substance, it behaves like a magnetic dipole. It has its own magnetic moment. Here also in ferromagnetic substances, each atom has magnetic moment, but due to interaction of it with neighboring atoms, that is mutual interaction, it has been observed that magnetic moment of an atom and its interaction with neighboring atoms, it happens that all the atoms in a certain region, they align their magnetic moment in the same common direction, and that region is called domain. I have written here that two properties or 2 points which explains ferromagnetic substances and how they are different from paramagnetic. Number one, that strong magnetization is developed in the direction of magnetizing field in case of ferromagnetic substances. Why strong? Because of this point, that each atom has non-zero magnetic moment like the paramagnetic materials, but due to mutual interactions among all atoms, all the atoms are spontaneously, they align themselves in a common direction over microscopic region, and these regions are called domains. What is the size of domain? If 1 millimeter size is of the substance is there, then in this size about 10 to the power 11 atoms having same direction of their magnetic moment, and that is why a strong magnetization is developed. It is set for ferromagnetic substances when they are placed in external magnetic field. How can you represent the domains in a normal ferromagnetic substance? Suppose we consider that this is the ferromagnetic substance and the alignment of domain is of such in such a way it is shown here that suppose in this region, suppose these are the four regions of domains, then in this region if these are magnetic atomic magnets having their magnetic moment in this direction, then in the other region corresponding to that all are directed in this direction. Here if they are directed in like this upward, then here the atomic magnets are directed in downward direction. What can you say? That net magnetic moment of each domain, net magnetic moment of each domain is different, but all domains make the ferromagnetic substance. It is not showing any magnetization, net magnetization is 0. That is, this part of the domain, this part in the substance, this part, all the direction of the atomic magnets is cancelled by this one. So, in this way, in the whole substance, despite of strong orientation in a particular direction, the net arrangement of the orientation of the domain in a substance is like that. That is why we say every iron is not a magnet. It is ferromagnetic substance. Strong orientation persists in a particular region called domain, but due to arrangement of domain in such a way that normally net magnetic moment, net magnetization is obtained 0 whenever the substance is not placed in magnetic field. So, in absence of magnetic field, despite of having strong orientation in particular direction of each domain, the domains are oriented in such a way that net magnetic moment, net magnetization is 0. What happens if we place this substance in an external magnetic field? In external magnetic field, we have seen in absence of magnetic field, no magnetization persists. In presence of magnetic field, suppose this is the B external. What happens that when the external magnetic field initially is small, then suppose this is the direction of external magnetic field, I will show with this arrow. In this direction of external magnetic field, what we observe that the boundary of the domains having their atomic magnets in the direction of applied magnetic field. Look, this is the applied magnetic field, these are the atomic magnets oriented in the same direction of the applied magnetic field. That boundary is displaced, that domain size grow, and rest of the domains, they suppose here they are like this. So, what happens? It has been observed for the weak magnetic field, till the magnetic field, applied magnetic field value is not so large, the domain size grow in the direction of magnetic field. So, magnetization persists in that direction, and when this magnetic field which you have applied is strong, then the magnetic field is increased and it becomes strong enough, then what has been observed that all the domains inside them, the atomic magnets, they rotate in the same direction as is the direction of external magnetic field. Look, I have shown here in the figure that now all the atomic magnets, they have the same direction as that of the external magnetic field. So, in this way we find that applying the magnetic field, magnetization increases when weak and when the magnetic field is strong. Now, what happens if you remove the magnetic field? That is also very important. It has been observed that on removing the magnetic field, certain ferromagnetic substances still magnetization persists there, and they are said to be hard ferromagnetic substances. So, next point, if on removing the magnetic field or external magnetic field, what happens? If magnetization persists, it retains, M is magnetization, then the substances are said to be hard ferromagnetic substances. And if, as the external magnetic field is removed, the magnetization disappears, then they are, that type of substances are said to be soft ferromagnetic substances. So, when the field is not applied, all the domain are arranged in such a way that net magnetization is 0. When the field is applied from weak to strong, how do the domain size grow in the direction of field, and all the domains, their atomic magnets are rotated in the direction of magnetic field, and when the field is removed, we have seen such cases. Now, we discuss the properties of ferromagnetic substances. Then we have seen that atomic magnets exist, yes, in all ferromagnetic substances. We have seen that atomic magnets, that each atom we have like magnetic dipole, and so many atoms are oriented in a particular region in the same direction, and they are called domains. So, ferromagnetic substances is strongly magnetized when placed in magnetic field. So, strong magnetization is the first property, and second one, that whenever the magnetic field is applied, then they show the net magnetic effect or magnetization in the direction of magnetic field, and they are strongly attracted by the magnet, not like the paramagnetic feebly, here strongly because of the presence of domains. Now, what happens if we study about the permeability? When we place the ferromagnetic substance, suppose a soft iron rod is placed in the solenoid, what we observe? Its magnetic field increases. So, whenever the ferromagnetic substance is present in that region, the magnetic field increases. That is, the magnetic field inside the ferromagnetic substance is large as compared to outside. That is where the ferromagnetic substance is not present. What you can say, that the permeability of ferromagnetic substance is very large as compared to permeability of free space, like we have seen the example of soft iron rod or ferromagnetic rod is placed in a solenoid. What about relative permeability? From that relation, we have seen relative permeability is also given by 1 plus psi. And what is psi? This is magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility, we have seen, we can say for magnetic susceptibility that magnetization is given by this relation. This magnetic susceptibility, how can you take, we can take the example that if applied magnetic field is suppose 10 to the power 3 units, we observe the strong magnetization, that is this susceptibility also becomes suppose the same 10 to the power 3, what the magnetization becomes 10 to the power 6. What I mean to say, that magnetic susceptibility is positive and very large, and magnetization. What about temperature? The effect of temperature on ferromagnetic substances is, how will you learn this? Actually, ferromagnetism decreases What is ferromagnetism? That is strong magnetization in the presence of magnetic field. But whenever you increase the temperature, what happens? The ferromagnetism decreases. Why? Because increase in temperature increases the randomization in domains orientation. What happens in that case? The domain structure disintegrates. So, in case of ferromagnetic substances which show high magnetization, large magnetization in presence of magnetic field, it has been observed that on increasing the temperature, their susceptibility falls due to, and at particular temperature, that is called Curie temperature or Curie point, at which if the temperature is raised up to that point, the ferromagnetic property is switched, reduced into paramagnetic. That is, a small magnetization persists in the direction of magnetic field. This is called phase transition. So, here is a curve for susceptibility and temperature, and here this is the Tc, that is Curie point. How will you define Curie point? At this temperature, domain structure disintegrates and ferromagnetic behavior, ferromagnetism is turned, switched into paramagnetism. This is called phase transition, and Curie law actually it is applicable for pure paramagnetic substances. Then this law as a total we have read here. For this graph we have seen that in this region, the first region is called ferromagnetic region, because from 0 to this temperature Curie point, the ferromagnetism persists. And in the second region, after beyond Tc, when the temperature increases more than Curie temperature, the ferromagnetism is switched into paramagnetism, and this second region belong to paramagnetic region. So, this is called Curie-Weiss law, this equation. How will you say what is Curie-Weiss law? That magnetic susceptibility of a ferromagnetic substances above Curie temperature is inversely proportional to the axis of temperature above it, that is T minus Tc. What will you say? That this magnetic susceptibility is inversely proportional to the difference of temperature above the Curie temperature. So, in this way we have discussed the effect of temperature on susceptibility, what are the uses of ferromagnetic substances and how they are demagnetized. You know what is the process of demagnetization? Demagnetization means that the magnetic effect is now removed. By hammering we can disturb the magnetic orientation, and by having a ferromagnetic rod, suppose this is magnetized rod, when we keep inside the solenoid and alternating current is passed in solenoid, and that current is gradually reduced to 0. Then it is observed that this ferromagnetic rod becomes completely demagnetized. What are the uses? Due to high permeability and easily this demagnetization and demagnetization, there are the certain uses. Here I have mentioned that ferromagnetic materials are used in transformers, generators, relays, telephone receivers. We have seen soft magnetic materials, they are easily magnetized and easily demagnetized. They are used, and suppose there is a region which you have to shield from magnetic effects, then surround that region by soft iron rings. Then all the magnetic field lines are trapped by the rings, and that region becomes approximate, free of magnetic field. In the magnetic recording and magnetic storage in the form of data. So, in this way the ferromagnetic substances are used and their properties. What are ferromagnetic behavior and what is ferromagnetism we have learned today. I hope you must have enjoyed this. Thank you.